Entrepreneurs often have to tap unorthodox sources of money to get their new business idea from the conceptual stage to actualization. In fact, launching a startup may feel like entering a distinct subculture with its own rules and logic. Pitching competitions can be a great way to open the door to the investment world and make connections that can aid your business endeavors far into the future. Let's take a look at some of the best pitch competitions. 15. Techcrunch Disrupt. Techcrunch Disrupt is more than just a startup pitch contest. It's an opportunity for innovators, entrepreneurs, and founders to network, get inspired, and potentially walk away with investments toward their startup venture. Previous winners, such as Dropbox, have gone on to create industry-changing startups with their cash prize of up to $100,000. Entry is currently open at a heavily discounted price of $100 for the 3-day virtual event. 14. Y Combinator Demo Day. The Y Combinator Demo Day is a startup pitching competition held twice a year featuring the latest batch of startups that made it into the Y Combinator Accelerator program. Although it's called Demo Day, the event actually spans 3 whole days. The first 2 days are when the different startups pitch their ideas to a room of about 450 investors and members of the press. The 3rd day is called Investor Day. This is where different startups get the opportunity to sit down and speak with interested investors for a few minutes about their business, and even possibly close a funding agreement. One important thing to note about the Y Combinator Demo Day is that you don't automatically secure a place the moment you get accepted into their accelerator program. You'll still need to request an invite, and you'll need to RSVP that you'll be attending the event to secure your chance to pitch your startup. Number 13. Hatch Pitch. Hatch Pitch is the revolutionary pitch competition hosted by the South by Southwest (XSSW) conferences and festivals. Startups that join this pitch competition have 4 minutes to wow the judges for them to win a virtual funding of $1 million. To participate, your startup should have launched within the last 2 years and received less than $3 million in funding from other investors. Also, you need to own some part of your startup still. Hatch Pitch only allows you to pitch one of your products or services, so make sure that you choose the best one. Number 12. MIT 100K Entrepreneurship Competition. The MIT 100K Entrepreneurship Competition is not just a startup pitch competition for MIT students. Startups based in the greater Boston area are also welcome to participate. In addition to the over $300,000 worth of non-dilutive rewards, this startup pitch competition also provides founders of contending startups mentorship from venture capitalists, media exposure, valuable feedback on their business plan, and discounts on different services to help them accelerate their startup's growth. Number 11. WebSummit Pitch Competition. WebSummit Pitch is based in Lisbon, Portugal, but is open to global contestants that wish to compete. There is no cash prize for this pitch contest, but the exposure from participating can help grow and scale businesses on a global scale. Entry is €850, with 1 free ticket provided for early applicants. WebSummit's pitch is a startup pitch competition open to alpha or beta stage startups that focus on creating web and internet technologies. To qualify, the startup must have received less than €3 million in funding. They should not have also changed their business model within the past 3 years. Out of the hundreds of startups that apply to the startup pitch competition, the top 200 that make it get the opportunity to pitch their startup in front of a panel of judges, investors, and journalists. So you don't just get the chance for funding, but you're also giving your startup the exposure it needs. Number 10. Flash Pitch. Flash Pitch is a monthly startup pitch competition held in New York. 6 startups will be given 2 minutes to pitch their products or services to potential investors. After their pitch, they are given 3 minutes for Q&A and another 3 minutes to receive feedback from investors. Prices vary depending on the monthly sponsors. For example, the winner of their November 2017 startup pitch competition got a free workspace at Future Labs for 1 month, AWS credits, legal services, and $3,000 sponsorship as part of their IBM Watson AI X Prize wildcard registration. Number 9. Hello Tomorrow Challenge. Hello Tomorrow is a global startup competition open to 2-year-old startups that have raised not more than €250,000. A total of 75 startups will initially be selected to compete with each other from the following industries: data and AI, energy transition, environment, food and agriculture, well-being, healthcare, Industry 4.0, new materials, mobility, and aerospace. The grand prize winner of this startup pitch competition will receive €100,000 in equity-free funding. Additionally, 1 startup from each of the 10 different tracks will receive €15,000. Number 8. Arch Grants Global Startup Competition. This startup competition is hosted by Arch Grants, a nonprofit organization with a mission to build a new economy in St. Louis by attracting new and innovative entrepreneurs. That said, it's not surprising that the startup pitch competition is open to startups based in St. Louis. Innovative startups from other parts of the country are also welcome to attend, provided that they have been operating for at least 1 year and that they're either willing to relocate their entire business to the city or have at least 51% of the founding team working full-time of the company here. In addition to receiving a $50,000 equity-free cash grant, the winners of this startup pitch competition will be given access to a host of other services. Number 7. Collision Pitch. Pitch is one of the major events held during Collision, the fastest-growing tech conference in America. This startup pitch competition is open to early-stage startups that received less than $3 million in funding and have not made any significant changes to their business model within the past 3 years. The 66 startups chosen from the pool of applicants the conference receives each year will get the chance to pitch their startup in front of representatives from over 5,600 companies in 120 countries. Number 6. 7 Venture Pitch Day. This startup pitch competition is organized by the venture capital's 7 Ventures and is held every month. What makes this European-based startup pitch competition unique is that it focuses each monthly competition on a specific niche or field. And because the startup pitch competition is backed up by 7 Ventures and its parent company, ProSiebensat1, it's able to award the winners more than just financial funding. They also provide the winning startup the opportunity to leverage the venture capital's position as a broadcaster and media giant. This ensures that the winning startup gets the much-needed exposure it needs to promote brand awareness to its target market. Number 5. UPitch. Competition and Showcase. UPitch is a startup pitch competition that focuses on encouraging and supporting startups whose founders are still in college or just recently graduated from college. To apply for this competition, you need to be currently enrolled as a college student. You can still apply even if you've already graduated for as long as your graduation happens within the past 6 months from the time you applied. The startup you've founded should also be based in the United States. While most startup pitch competitions require the finalists to present their pitch in person, UPitch puts a twist on this by requiring applicants to create a 90-second YouTube video of their pitch that they submit along with their other requirements. The winning startup will receive $10,000 that they can use towards their startup. Number 4. CodeLaunch Pitch Day. CodeLaunch Pitch Day is an annual startup pitch competition hosted by CodeLaunch, a startup seed accelerator program. Open to startups based all over the world, applicants will go through a rigid screening process. The lucky startups that make it are given 5 minutes to pitch their business plan to a select audience of investors, developers, and key members of the startup community. This is then followed by 5 minutes to answer the questions asked by the panel of judges. Number 3. Startcon. Startcon is the largest startup pitch competition in Australia. Open to high-growth startups based in Australia, each of the startups that make it through their stringent screening process will be given just 2 minutes to pitch their business plan and product or service to an audience that includes some of the most influential investors in the country. Among these include representatives from Right Click Capital, Airtree Venture Capital, and Blackbird Enterprises. In addition to receiving funding and a host of benefits and perks, the winner of the Startcon pitch competition will have the chance to represent Australia in the annual Global Startup World Cup, where they can have an opportunity to win $1 million in US funding. Number 2. Seedstars Summit. Seedstars World hosts several local and regional startup pitch competitions each year. The biggest is the Seedstars Summit. Here, over 75 startups from around the world that focus on fintech, edtech, digital health, agritech, Internet of Things, IoT, hardware, social networking, and clean tech compete with each other for the chance to win $1 million equity funding. Also, each of the startup finalists even has the chance to connect and network with investors, government officials, stakeholders, and corporate innovators during the breakout sessions. They also will receive valuable insights through the panel discussions and specialized workshops hosted during the event. Number 1. The South Summit. The South Summit is the largest startup pitch competition held in the southern region of the US. Each year, this event gathers together startup founders, investors, and innovation leaders from around the world. It culminates with the startup competition where 100 of the most promising startups compete with each other for the $1 million funding grand prize. Do let us know in the comments if you are interested in any of them. Thanks for watching.